Today we're talking vinegar eels. Who needs them anyway? Stay tuned. Hello fin lovers, it's Mr. B and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, you too can become a fin lover simply by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you'll know whenever I post my next video. Today I thought I would continue on with the live food segment of the channel. About a week ago I posted how to hatch baby brine shrimp. Today we're going to do a session on how to culture vinegar eels. Now you might think, why do I need two types of live food? It's simple. There are fish that can be born too small to be able to accept brine shrimp, even in their earliest stages of hatching. You know, if you've been a fan of the channel for a little while, that my favorite fish in the fish room right now are my Pseudomagil Gertrude Aru2s. They're the blue-eye rainbow fish, and when they are born, they are just about microscopic. If you don't look real carefully, you could definitely miss them in the tank. So they need a small food source to get them going. Basically, when I have baby blue-eye rainbows in my tanks, I feed vinegar eels, microworms, and a lot of the golden pearl. Golden pearl is almost powder-like in consistency, and it is small enough for them to be able to consume. I keep them on this regimen for 2 to 3 weeks until I see that there's enough size on them, and then I will add baby brine shrimp very slowly, and I will observe to make sure that the fry are able to handle the baby brine. If it still seems a little big for them, then they will continue to stay on vinegar eels and microworms for a little bit longer until they can readily take the baby brine. As you know, I am a breeder, so I believe the introduction to live food at the earliest stages of a fry's life helps them do two things. It helps the predatory function come alive in them where they are physically hunting down food, and it will also be the best source of protein for them, so it will put size on them and make sure that they get through those early weeks where they have the most susceptibility to disease and so forth. If they're not eating, they might be picked on by the ones that are. So you definitely want to get size on them so they can take care of themselves as they grow from fry to juveniles to eventually adults. So let's take a look and see how we culture vinegar eels. It's not as hard as you might think, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Stay tuned. Okay, fin lovers, so we have everything here to get the culture started. We have the aforementioned starter culture of vinegar eels. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them in there. Any little bit of cloud, you can see some in there. Those are the vinegar eels. You have your long neck bottle. You have apple cider vinegar. You have dechlorinated water. And you have a food source, which is the apples. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed. So what you're going to do is you're going to slide the apples into the bottle. I think that's going to be too big, but I think I have enough in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour about half the bottle worth of dechlorinated water in there. Do this slow. A funnel could be used to make this easier. Then you wanted to get it about halfway. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pour the starter culture in. I'm going to pour the whole thing in. You could also pour half in one bottle and have a backup. I decided not to do it this time with this one. You're then going to fill with apple cider vinegar right to about the shoulder of the bottle, trying not to spill the bottle or the apple cider vinegar. That's about good right there. So again, what you have here is you have your food source, you have the starter culture, you have dechlorinated water, and you have apple cider vinegar. Now what you're going to want to do to keep anything bad out of the culture, you're going to take a paper towel, you're going to put it over the bottle, and then what you will do is you will secure it with a rubber band. I will be back in, let's say, 48 hours, and we'll see what this culture is looking like. And there you have it. See you later, fin lovers. Okay, fin lovers, so to harvest the vinegar eels, we're just going to need two things. We're going to need some standard filter floss and dechlorinated water. So what I am going to do is push the filter floss into the neck of the bottle. You want to get it down to where the vinegar solution is. We're going to push it in. We're going to get it so it's right about there. And just to make sure that I have enough, I'm just going to add just a wee bit more. Want to make sure I can get enough water in to entice the vinegar eels. Okay, so with the filter floss sitting on top of the vinegar mixture, I'm now just slowly going to pour some dechlorinated water into the bottle up to the top. Now, as you can see, it filled up pretty quickly, but you can see the bubbles. That's air being released, so you want to get rid of that. As the air starts to go, you can just simply add more water. And what's happening here is you are adding water to the mixture, and the vinegar eels that are down here in the vinegar solution are going to swim through the floss, and they're going to come up to the top. Now, what I think I am going to do is I'm going to pause the video here shortly, and I am going to remove this band so we'll be able to see more of the vinegar eels when they pop up. Hang on just one second. Okay, fin lovers, so with the band off, you can see that there's still bubbling happening. We're still getting some trapped air out. Trying to get that to focus a little bit there. But we can see the air still coming out, which means we're going to have to continue adding water until the water sits on top of the floss and the vinegar eels can come up to it. So let's give it a little bit of time, and I'll be back and I'll show you what happens when the vinegar eels are up there and how we harvest them. Stay tuned. Okay, fin lovers, so after several hours, that's what you're looking at. It's a lot of vinegar eels swimming in the fresh water. Now, in order to harvest them, what we need to do is we need to take a pipette. You can get these in bulk at Amazon. They're really cheap. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to suck some up. Then we're going to bring it to the tank. So I don't know if you can see them swimming up there. It's about in the middle of the screen. And what we're going to do is we're simply going to drop the vinegar eels in. Now, the vinegar eels will last in the water for quite a while. You can see he's going crazy there. I thought I had more in here. Could have been an optical illusion because they do hang out at the top a lot. And you can see they're so tiny I've lost them. I'm trying to find them for you guys. There he is, right up there. Well, it's not as clear as I would have hoped, fin lovers, but you get the idea. So I think this is going to put a close to another video. I will be back again on Tuesday. And don't forget, you're going to need another tank.